I still remember going to my first Bruce Springsteen concert when I was 15 years old, and the man put on an amazing show. It was incredible. I mean, he has a dedication to the art of performance that very few artists have, and he arguably hit his stride in the 70s with albums like Darkness on the Edge of Town and Born to Run, but those only make up a small percentage of his actual output. So I'm going to leave it to you, the viewer, to go ahead and explore his discography a little bit more. But today on Ancestors Unveiled, we're actually going to be talking about something a little bit different than his music, which is we're going to be talking about the patrilineal and matrilineal ancestors of none other than the Boss. So make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and get ready because we're about to go do a deep dive into the ancestry of Bruce Frederick Joseph Springsteen. There are many online family trees for Bruce Springsteen, and most diverge around the third great-grandfather mark, so we're going to be going to that point on the patrilineal side, but we will be talking about some other theories. However, as good genealogists, we only add people to our tree when there are actual records or documents or some sort of good proof in order to add that person on. Bruce Springsteen was born 1949 in Long Branch, New Jersey, to Adele Zarelli and Douglas Frederick Springsteen. Here in the 1950 census, we have a one-year-old Bruce living with his parents and grandparents. Douglas was raised an only child in Freehold, New Jersey, and he worked as a bus driver. Douglas's parents were Alice McNicholas and Frederick Springsteen, a laborer from Allentown. Now, Allentown is one of the most charming small towns in New Jersey, and along with the nearby aptly named Farmingdale, well, they were farming communities. So it should come as no surprise that Frederick's parents, Martha O'Hagan and Anthony Springsteen, worked as farmers. The earliest census we have for Anthony is the 1880 U.S. federal census, where he's living with his parents, Harriet and Alexander. And here is where things become uncertain. Alexander Springsteen, a veteran of the Civil War, is the last patrilineal ancestor of Bruce's that I was able to confirm. There are a lot of trees that take the ancestry back further, but they differ wildly and offer no direct sources. The Bruce Springsteen Archives and Center for American Music released images of a Springsteen family Bible, which includes dates of birth for many of Alexander and Harriet's children, and that was a really cool genealogical find. But despite sites like Genie and even the Springsteen Archives claiming that the tree continues with another generation leading to a John Springsteen, who fought in the Revolutionary War, I was unable to find a source in sight. Alexander's 1850 marriage certificate does not reveal the names of his parents. That document, along with the 1850 census, shows Alexander residing in Middletown, New Jersey. And I was able to find only one other Springsteen family residing in Middletown at the same time. This was a couple named Aaron and Eliza Springsteen, who could very well be Alexander's parents, but who knows. One thing to note is that there are a lot of old Monmouth County records that show up on Family Search, but you can only access them by going to either a family history center or possibly even the archive itself. So as a result, I wasn't really able to look through anything further than what was already indexed on Ancestry and Family Search. So it's quite possible that a lot of the trees online are built on documents collected from these records that have to be accessed in a different location. But none of them actually mention the sources that they referenced, so I can't just assume that that's the case, even though it could quite well be. So for now, this is where his patrilineal line ends with his great-great-grandfather Alexander Springsteen. So now we're going to be moving on to the musician's matrilineal ancestry, beginning with his mother, Adele Ann Zarelli, born in 1925 in New York City. She hails from an Italian background and she was the youngest of 3 siblings. And the 1917 marriage certificate of her parents makes it clear where in Italy they came from. Because the document says that Antonio Zurilli and Adelina Sorrentino were both born in Vico Equense, a town within the metropolitan city of Naples. This knowledge made tracing the matrilineal side of the family very, very easy because Family Search has a lot of indexed records from that region, and some of them, even the images, are available online. Adelina, who had at least 6 siblings, came to America in 1915, and on her ship manifest we can see that she came with her mother, Fortunata Rizzo. Fortunata died not long after in 1921, and her death certificate gives us a partial look into who her parents were. It says that the father was Santo Sorrentino and Mary Rizzo, but this is not really correct. Luckily, her 1850 birth certificate exists and it helped to clear those details up. Fortunata was the youngest of 11 children of Santoro Gennaro Rizzo and Chiara Stella di Leva. The couple had married in 1825 in the neighborhood of Porto, Naples, and they resided there for an indeterminate amount of time thereafter. I was unable to find either Santoro or Chiara's death certificates, but we do know that they were born approximately around 1802 and 1805, respectively. Now, if you think the matrilineal line ends here, you would be mistaken, because multiple documents give us Chiara Stella's parents' names, which were Vincenzo de Liva and Antonia di Frenia. Antonia was born around 1776 and died in 1846 in Naples. She was Bruce Springsteen's third great-grandmother, meaning we have taken his matrilineal line back slightly further than the patrilineal, but of course there are other trees online that take both of these branches apparently further without any sort of evidence. So if anybody knows anything more about either of these families, let me know in the comment section below. I'm always looking to be proven wrong because, these are famous people. A lot of researchers have probably gone through their family trees, and they may have found things that I haven't. So once again, let me know if you have anything else. But anyways, there you go. It's the ancestry of the boss, one of my favorite musicians and the first major concert that I remember going to. Hopefully he continues performing for many decades into the future. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.